Hello, and welcome back to another episode of my Centauri Let's Play. This is Northstar. I hope you folks are well. If this is new to my series, check it out from the beginning, or check out my other Let's Play series while you're at it. Uh, Maybe one of them is even more interesting to you than this game, though this is arguably, according to some, the best game of all time, or one of the best games of all time. Certainly one of the best 4X games of all time. Not necessarily just for the gameplay elements, although there's some really cool stuff here, which I haven't gotten to play around with yet because I'm doing tech stagnation, which means everything comes slower, but more time to play with it before that game is over. Although Civ games, you can kind of always go keep playing past technically winning the game, so I could do that if I wanted. Um, but narrative elements, which you'll see as things go along for those who haven't played this game before. And for those who have, nostalgia, I guess. Um, right. So I did notice, how's the game audio level? Shoot. Uh, yeah, you guys probably couldn't. I did check the video and you couldn't actually hear the game audio before. So I've turned that up. It's now plus 4.2 decibels from what is picked up by the app, by OBS. So, um, I don't know. It doesn't play at the same levels that my headphones seem to. So I can hear it, though I have really keen hearing. Always have. I always had really keen hearing. When I was younger, I had really good night vision too, although not anymore. uh, little nice, couple nice little things. Lots of little health problems that suck, but at least I had those. Anyways, and I was blessed with very high intelligence because those are the ways I got lucky. Genetics. Um. Anyways, so I'm here with the Spartans myself. They're a threat. I am. A couple things I forgot to before. I realized I screwed up the tile assignments here at World Health Organization because you can't have more than 10 overflow. I had hurried the probe team. I could have not hurried it. I had done a partial hurry and been fine working the borehole. But stupidly, I hurried and then realized, oops, that's not a good idea. So I swapped the pot from the borehole to this condenser. So 3 nutrients instead of 2 minerals and energy, which, um, if that goes into working more force or something later, could actually be a good trade-off. Um, so a lower risk of eco damage, I guess. Still, I'd say it's overall probably not great unless, say, a famine event occurred, in which case more food stores would help. Random events are on. A lot of them suck. They can be negative. Stuff like famines can hit you. Um, let's see. This has 32 nutrients to go. 3 turns of +3 would get it to 23, which point is be +7 or +6. Yeah, I'm going to be swapping it next turn so that it's 29, 25, 21, and then 7. Yeah. Gotta remember headquarters. But I did notice, yeah, this scout patrol should make its way to the coast. Get one more over here. It's better off exploring than seeing that base. This scout patrol should probably also go here to defend the stack. This is designated defender, right? That's the right tile. Yep. Better to risk losing a scout patrol than a rover. They can't disengage when there's more than one unit in the tile. So little micro things, but mainly I screwed that up. And then when I was redoing it, the force that had grown before didn't, which is like, like that to continue. I suppose this, since there seems to be no real chance mineworms come from here, I should probably have this rover go south. Yeah.
Turn complete.
It's close to the front here, and it can reach this area where there's actual threat. And if a mineworm comes from here, it's likely to attack the rover there rather than bypass it. For the formers, I can't see, at least I think. So, a few little minor optimizations. Isn't there a transport somewhere around here? Oh, here. Is there something I wanted to be doing with that? Probably not. Take a quick look through the bases again. Do a technician at World Food Program, because with technician on, it's often better to focus economy than labs until you've grown really wide, at which point the return on investment of research gets better the more bases you have. So yeah, I can see how that's useful. As much as I like the laser squads, should probably do a slow probe team next. It's definitely not going to be another recon rover here. Heck, we can probably afford a formers unit and then a probe team. Spam probe teams and they're on. And a slow probe team there. Cool. So I've got a few more things queued up. So as mentioned before, there is probably very much head towards climate crisis. The billions will starve followed by the continuation of the demographic collapse already headed towards, which would be exacerbated by nuclear war, probably nuclear pollution from meltdowns that probably occur during periods of anarchy and unrest in some countries that have nuclear power stations. With the famines, I mean, nuclear power may be somewhat safe-ish. I mean, it still takes a very long time for radiation to dissipate. And if, you have a meltdown every 300 years and the radiation lasts thousands of years, arguably it's still not that safe in the very long run. But if you have periods of anarchy, unrest, riots, it becomes infinitely more dangerous. The workers are going to be distracted. People could even riot and attack a power station, or it could be terrorist attacks. So, combination of meltdowns, nuclear war. Almost certainly there's going to be some nuclear war over diminishing food supplies and water. Famines due to climate change. There can be really bad things happen, like there's frozen methane deposits on the bottom of oceans somewhere that could bubble up and actually suffocate millions of people in coastal cities before people evacuate, or the methane spreads out enough, mixes enough oxygen, catches fire, creating giant fireballs, which could burn down huge coastal regions before it's burned out. A lot of bad things are going to happen, and then even so, with the world is still stuck with capitalism, populations will still continue to decline for quite a while until situation is stabilized and wages have come up high enough that people start having kids at replacement levels again. So, but I was talking about that. But even so, I was thinking, I discussed the morality of having kids in a world like this. on one hand, a lot of kids who are born today, will either them or their children or their grandkids will die, and it'll add to the number of people who suffer. On the other hand, the very fate
Production
of
complete. Production complete. Production complete.
I want that forced growth to repeat. I know it happened before, so it's not
Turn
really
complete.
normal sense of safe scumming. And it lets me talk while I do this.
Production complete. Production complete. Production complete.
I just want to repeat what I actually had already happened. Can I not?
Turn complete.
There is one thing I can do. So this isn't just, right, 43 votes. I can see if it goes up. Base is 3-1. What are those? That's not their base size. Anyways, 43 council votes. I should check if it goes up. That'll give me an idea of what's going on with the economy. If I note this multiple times and see how many turns there's actual growth. I do think partly people should base their decisions on their own situation, how well equipped they are, kids give their kids a good life, but also things that people don't consider if they have like genetic diseases they know. I mean, unfortunately, this idea has been tainted by like fucking Nazis and shit. But if you know you got a lot of cancer in your family, for instance, maybe you don't have a kid that might be doomed to it, or if a zillion little health problems like I do. And some behavior can be genetic. Like there's a lot of abusive people in my family ancestry, plus a lot of minor health problems. So I'd probably rather never have kids myself. So I'm not just suggesting things people I wouldn't go by myself. I planning on not having kids after realizing what's going to happen with the climate. And I mean, the past was more hopeful humanity would get shit together, but it's become very clear we're addicted to capitalism, and the billionaires are going to institute fascism rather than see the world change in ways they don't like. So, um, let's check for bases that could hurry stuff at. Could do planned and say 4 nutrients. Hydrology Council. Let's see if another swap in the planned is useful soon. And effectively 7. So there were 3 that would go to waste. So it'd be 7 further. 3 further along a given point. World food. So 4, 3, 7 nutrients. See if 3 or 4 here. Well, no, 1 here. No, 3. Yeah. I'd grow a turn earlier, and then always be like 3 plus then. Because when I'd be 4. So 11 nutrients. Yeah, I'm not seeing a swap into plan making sense right now. Not quite yet. Could do stuff with Qs though. Yeah, this APC, by the way, when I get trans, I might end up having like trans APCs if it costs the same. But yeah, there's an element of people sign with a person want to have kids in this situation, but maybe considering that there's going to be horrendous suffering in the future, but also then on top of that, you got like terrible genetic diseases in your family or just a lot of minor things. Behavior has a genetic component, so there's a lot of abusive people or alcoholics in such a family. I don't know. It's something to think about. Like I said, though, but at the same time, after seeing what happened, the pandemic was what smashed my hope that humanity is going to get shit together and no, we're just going to run things right into the ground. And so billions are definitely going to starve with what's going to happen with climate change. It's not unavoidable. Theoretically, enough effort could be put into like food relief program type stuff to avoid that. But that won't happen. That definitely won't happen. Oh, the energy goes to waste here. Oh no, there's no way to get 2 minerals unless... Here, I'm looking at micro. Hmm. Planetary Trust doesn't have a lot of great tiles to work. It does have that. Get an extra lab point. So this can get an extra mineral. A mineral for a lab. Not great, but rushing those formers sooner. Getting these ones a little sooner. And then turn after can do something like this. And fun. Fun. I really need to get these formers in reasonable time. I've been falling behind economic development. Planetary Trust, crystal lab point doesn't hurt. It's mainly about, yeah. So a little more micro added in here. Or rather, a little more micro, a little more precise micro. All right. Kelp expands. Huh.
Production complete.
Replacing a fungus. Well, I can live with that instead of the forest growth that happened before I accidentally screwed things up. All right, back to that. That was just a one-turn thing. Just have to make sure. Because after next turn, there would be a overflow of going of 4, so I wouldn't want to buy more than 6 minerals. I think Thinkermod is the thing that tells you how many minerals you're buying for a given partial purchase. I could be wrong.
Production complete.
Cool.
Production complete.
Get back to that. And yeah, this will just accelerate the point where I have that former done. Let's get back to doing this. There is... Then the future planetary trust might work. Actually, Defense Command could really use another nutrient. Or this one more Tyrant. Do that. Since I'm afterwards, it's going to be doing this, and it would be wasted nutrients. What? No, because the force could grow anytime and being dumb. Do this. You never know when you're in a famine or something, you know. Kelp growing was nice. Just getting rid of the fungus. Saving sea form returns eventually on that. So fungus is obviously a pain. It's back to working what'll work. Grows again. So I'm gonna work that. Well, next turn I'll have to switch World Food Program to working this farm to get food overflow and minerals. But yeah. Right. Let's see. Alluvial Council. Yeah, I was gonna do this first for the minerals.
Request confirmation.
Put that off one turn. Nah, I need the 4 returns.
Confirmation.
All those mills into overflow in the formers. Monitoring agency. Boom. Or wait. Yeah. Alluvial monitoring. Headquarters. WHO. Defense, that's right. With 9 nutrients. I'm keeping this up for the moment. Alrighty then. 2 returns of. I think it was gonna. This. 24 minus. This will be 21. And then it'll be 7. Perfect. Alright. Eat those nutrients now. So minerals, nutrients. So it's this defense command and alluvial council I need to keep an eye on. Could do that, but yeah. I'll wait. All right. What am I saying? Defense, alluvial, and world food, I guess. Planetary. Yeah, got a few bases to keep an eye on. I'll probably forget them. Anyways, try to keep this video a little shorter than most. It's been excessively long, I think.
Request confirmation.
Yeah, let's hurry that. And keep doing probe teams hydrology council. We'll have 2 minerals when they grow again. Cool. Is this saying healing? Or did it? Is that where it was before? Didn't move? Ah, whatever.
Indigenous life forms.
This is gonna suck. Odds of 27 to 16. Yeah, 32 plus they're hardened. So they have a morale advantage. Planet Pearls. They did not level up, but Planet Pearls. Nice. Very nice. So then I won't have to repeat that if I accidentally screw something up and need to go back. Like moving it where I didn't mean to, or goodness knows what. What do you know? Screwed something up already. Makes sense that I would want to do this first. Because I'm trying to rush these scout patrols to the tip of the peninsula as well. Well, I shouldn't say as well, but rush them to the tip. And they don't need to be a designated defender. Get on board. I'll load it up. No. I'll forward next to other scout patrol next turn. I'll get the transport back here to pick these guys up. Wish there was an easier way to tell where you had explored already. Oh well. Ta-da. So apply the aisle deep. I probably best keep my distance from it. Get this laser skip ship on this northern coast, well, northeastern coast here, and I might be able to provide fire support if I find mine worms again. But I also gotta explore and find pods. A lot of competing priorities for my navy. Load those guys up. Alright. Boom. Another scout patrol in World Food Program. Send more scouts to the coast near this Isle of the Deep. Try and get the mine worms right when they get off their boat. Not really a boat, but right. Recon rover. I guess it should provide backup. The mine worms are in open terrain. Something like that says the rover does fight better. If there's a really weakened one, maybe have a chance to level up. This rover, by contrast, needs to get to the monolith. This one to that one. So lots of probe teams. Some formers here and there. Some probe team actions are expensive. I need a solid economy to back it. It's set to be something like, say, the Dad Angels start next to Spartans, because without solid economy, you can't use probes effectively. At least Wall has, extra talents, which allows them to have a stronger economy, be able to field a few more rovers, to say keep Spartans at arm's length until probe teams can become viable. I will be doing a swap into fundamentalism for a little, for the morale benefit, which I'm pretty sure applies to existing units as a temporary morale bonus. If I'm right about that, I'll help my whole army fight a little bit better. I can be in fundamentalism for a little, and should definitely fight newly trained probe teams. It'll hurt, obviously, my labs, but tech per turn 29. It's like losing 6 lab points, so like 6 energy for substantially better probe teams. And tech isn't super cost effective at my current size of my empire with tech stagnation on, so it's not like with it off where tech is ludicrously overpowered because it's so cheap. Tech stagnation rates are probably more realistic and I think more balanced. Otherwise, like, the university is just ridiculous because they can tech so quickly. I mean, even here, tech is still powerful, but without stagnation, it's go by way of the former. Guess I'm somehow wrong, and worms could spawn here and attack the former. Scout patrol protects them. I go here, here. Let's go into the peninsula to ship overseas. Lots of scout patrols doing that.
Terraform complete.
Where did I finish terraforming? Not there. Not there. Not there or there. Or even there yet. Forest agency is about to get some free. God. Don't have that many terraformers around. Not here. Here, here. Not seeing the terraforming that finished. I'll come across them, sure. So I play too many formers. I don't know what they're up to. Going here in case. Pretty sure the Spartans didn't leave the scout patrol in place all this time. Probably it's just the last time you spotted something. So this Isle of Deep could be anywhere on this coast. Trying to find the mine worms before they find one of my formers. Scout patrols. Should have actually moved the scout patrol first, in case there was something nasty there like mine or whatever. Construct thermal borehole. Boom. I'll find that former. It's gotta be around somewhere. And then just finish something. Boom. I mean, rovers were gonna have to be, fungus at some point unless they want to move on this rocky tile. Which, actually not a terrible idea. Boom. Don't know if they can withdraw, but at least they don't have the fungus penalties there. Here, so we can mutually support the other rover. Withdraw if it's tacked. Probably. I mean, if my worm attacks, it should soak its movement, so it should survive. The unit rover might even kill worm before it withdraws. Lucky. Oh, here's where I finished this farm, top of the hill, near Forest Agency. It can be worked also by Mountain Command. Nice. Boom. Probably actually have Forest Agency. Work a forest next. Still have 3 nutrient surplus at that point. I need the minerals. What am I going to do on that tile next? Probably condenser.
Terraform complete.
Boom. Farm complete. Actually, this will probably get worked. Not the forest. Take a nutrient over a mineral and an energy. Let's do that, though I'd want to work this instead when I hit that trade-off. Because that'd be a nutrient more for just a mineral. However, can't control where the pop-up immediately spawns. This is going to be a mine soon enough. Farm mine, rolling, rainy. Farm mines may not seem great, but if you have enough ability to suppress drones, you can just keep growing bases and keep growing bases and keep growing bases, whereas with a forest, the population will cap out fairly quickly. And it's same mineral per tile as forest, but you get faster pop growth at the cost of energy. So with tech stagnation on it makes sense. For sure. It does change the balance of things, just as raising the difficulty makes certain factions weaker or stronger compared to others. Oh, okay, and a forest at World Food Program. Can do that. To get an extra energy, avoid wasting nutrient. 1 extra econ point. forces don't work it. I mean, the more advanced instead of forced everywhere nonsense is where players will mix some farms in and actually farm condensers if they get the weather paradigm, but they'll still work an awful lot of forests, which can work, but a higher emphasis on boreholes and some more solar panels, especially if you're not doing textination, you want the energy from solars. It's more form returns, but most players don't build nearly enough formers, so they consider those to be more expensive or rarer than they really are. It's because they didn't build enough formers. That said, in like a multiplayer game at Transcend, you wouldn't have the spare resources to do that. Dexter, all those formers, the balance changes with difficulty, as I was saying. People pretend what's best for Transcend is best for every difficulty, or it's better strategy instead of just strategy is optimized for the modifiers and mostly the drones, the number of drones you have at different difficulties changes. You do what makes sense given your situation. That is good strategy, not a one size fits all strategy. Just try moving there, because yeah, if the rover found a mine worm, I have another rover that still had moves to help. Mine worm it did not find though. Uh, Alright. Let's keep an eye out for mine worms. There should be some coming from that direction-ish. Alright, so try and get some rovers this way. Go around the rocks. Eventually those mine worms will all pop out somewhere, or at least end up attacking something. Exploring the coast. Looking for pods on the coast. Wonder, are there any pods that along the coast somewhere that I forgot about? I think I went, there was this one, this island, if I can get a transport there. Oh, there's one here. Okay, I did forget about this one near Sparta. I should get a foil out that way. Alright, Scout Patrol's approaching this pod. Good reason. this here, so it's tat can only be a bimodal worm the scout patrol can then go after. It's close enough to be mutually supporting. Have that done next turn. What I should do is have this transport here. This one here. So the next turn the probe team can go right into this one. Can't move to this transport, can move to this transport. Basically, I'm convoying the transports to each other to get as much movement out of the probe team as quick as possible. As I can. As much as I can, as quick as possible. Cool. Send that scout patrol that way. More aggressive deployment of scout patrols. I have to be using them instead of having sim bases. This needs to heal. So it'll be on sentry until it's healed. Here's not hold until healed. Nope. This rover, which ultimately came from World Health Organization. Boom. In case of mind worm spawning, I wanted to do that. Transports and formers cost the same. So I'm going to designate. Oh, I can't designate transport as defender. Oh well. Prefer it be the unit to defend. I think if it had armor, maybe I could. Because it's no longer considered a non-combat unit. Just because. Wait, why did these say different numbers of turns in the mine? That shouldn't ever be the case. What's going on? Already moved. working? I don't know. Go risk a scout patrol. I mean scout rover. Against maybe mine worms here. And trying to infiltrate into Spartan territory maybe. Well, with repairs. All right. Boom. 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 Once there's already a unit of fungus tile, the other ones. Cloud damage probably kill this. But it can actually get bounced if it tries to go. Let's go this way and then into the monolith with it. Yeah, it's guaranteed if you have at least a full move that you can move into fungus tile after one unit's already done so. Yeah, so I got a couple recon rovers Spartan territory now, and then the others can fall behind if they don't immediately get kicked out. Friend their turn here. See how much I can explore the territory before Santiago notices and demands I leave. Sorry for the mic bump, folks. Trying to keep back from the border where I think it's more like I'll find Spartans. Because they could demand tribute to see me. I don't mind the war. Generally speaking, if there is a unit around here that's a lone rover, I wouldn't want it to die. Hiding in the fungus on the border. So, I'm being situational about, like, if a rover gets caught in a vulnerable position, maybe want to delay Santiago attacking me by a couple turns till it's out of that vulnerable position. I vacillate whether I want them to attack me or not, because it does make probe team's job more dangerous. Da, da, da. Bunch of rovers pushing through the fungus here. All right. No worms. No worms. Okay. Scout patrol on the formers, and then beyond them, and servers still can potentially hit anything that wriggles out near civil rights. But I'm trying to get more aggressive position in that. Anyways, got my first probe team. Didn't really mark on it, but I didn't get like a thing like with the first naval unit. I guess because it's secretive, but secret projects are secret, right? Secret project. I guess probe teams are more secretive. Whatever. Take the road network.
Turn complete.
Down towards Sparta. Just gonna swap. No, I'm just gonna do one more turn of that. That's right. Reveal council. Firing agency is happily getting the minerals it can. Maybe I should just work this. Growth. Growth. Nutrient instead of mineral. Which will make me leverage 2 minerals down the line. Laser Scott's a low-ish priority. Nah, it's not that low a priority. The space is real close to the front. This is just less micro to worry about later. This is good. This is good. Really, the nutrients in the storage are just insurance against things that disrupt nutrient production, including fungal pops, by the way, which could, well, either give me a choice between less nutrients or less minerals, and I might prefer the minerals in that case. So yeah, there's utility for it is the point. If it gets mostly full, I might switch to working the condenser, since it's only a small number of nutrients to get the bonus of another pop. I think I can reach size 9 before Hab Complex and 16 after is the Peacekeepers. If I remember, I have to double check that. Hope it's not this is already at size cap and I don't know. Defense command. Trying to grow though. Space. Planetary trust as well. I probably shouldn't hum that song considering how morbid it is. It's Alweta Janta. You guys know the. Oh, that condenser. Defense command is going to have the option of a 3 nutrient tile. It's not this. Of course, mounting command. Well, 2. Mounting command has to keep producing the minerals it does, so it can't work a 3 nutrient, no mineral. Or it'll lose this units it's supporting. Alright. Old food program. Next turn needs to swap. Looks good. Doesn't look like I'm missing anything. Probably. Save up and the turn, and then probably having done a few cool things, including my first probe team being completed, which is probably what I'll name this video after, first probe team or something. I'm not very creative with the video names sometimes for these, but I try and give every video a unique-ish name. Probably end. Whoa. 3 miles deep. That must be that they spotted and moved out. I can't imagine there's only 3 all damaged. Information, the first principle of warfare, as I'm literally considering my bad recon on the Isle of the Deep, must form the foundation of all your efforts. Know, of course, thine enemy, but knowing him, do not forgive above all to know thyself. The commander who embraces this totality of battle shall win, even with inferior force. Spartan Battle Manual. The Hive builds the command nexus.
Mining project initiated.
And now starts the merchant exchange. Well, after I deal with the Spartans, probably the next faction I'll try and deal with is the Hive, because they'll hate me when I go democratic, so I might get that from them. It'll make them harder to conquer, but I don't even have to finish them off entirely, but I might grab some key bases, including the one that has a command nexus someday. Also, it's a cool secret project video for that. Take a look at it if you get the chance. People already have it posted on YouTube. It's not bad. Goal Mage has come to an end. because it lost police unit. So one less econ point for not keeping a unit sitting here. I mean, the support costs are greater than the benefit. So, yeah.
Golden Age begun.
Want a police unit again to speed up growth, and there's more nutrient stockpile. Forest Agency has entered a golden age because it's now size 3. Minimum size to grow. 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. I'll swap it later.
Production complete.
Hydrology Council. So a probe team.
Production complete.
Recon rover. Formers. I think if you swap it before maintenance phase was over, you don't get the labs or whatnot. I don't know. So if I'm willing to swap 2 energy and a mineral for a nutrient, I should probably just do this. Yep, prioritize population growth. Seems like a good idea to me. The Spartans haven't declared war on me yet. I'm getting closer to being able to steal impact weaponry technology from them. So that there'll be fewer turns I might be fighting them without the weaponry to deal with any plasma sentinels they might have, or send the metal too efficiently. I think I've explained before. Though, generally it's a losing proposition to use armored units out in the field because collateral damage. So if they show up with synth metal garrisons defending a bunch of recon rovers or laser or even impact infantry, I'll just tactically kill the synth metal and then finish off the other weakened units with my recon rovers. And I'll trade favorably the whole time. Heck, recon rovers get a plus 25% strength bonus when attacking in open terrain, so unless they're on a rocky tower or something, a recon rover is stronger than a synth metal unit. It's only plasma steel that causes a real issue for the recon rovers. Well, I know I need to do this now. And this. Nutrients for rapid population growth. Be 56 nutrients to grow. We'll start off with 9. This will be 47. That'll be 8 a turn I'm producing. Oh. If anything, I want to do this then. Just worth the forest. Next pop will definitely be on that farm. Which at that point will have the same number of minerals as the forest. Cool. Well, food program normally does the technician, which I did when the nutrients are essentially free due to overflow issues. Headquarters is good. World Health Program is sort of okay. This will be completed this turn. So, trying to word this because it'd be a condenser. 3 turns. 3 turns of not having. That farm. There could be something messing up with the micro up there. And boom. 2 turns alluvial council grow. Getting the basic micro ready. Done. Whatever. Start on the borehole.
Terraform complete.
Okay. That's done. Now the laser squad's making decent progress. Now let's do this whole thing, lest I forget. Disciplined, slow probe team. Disciplined? Why disciplined? Shouldn't they be green? I don't have any probe bonuses yet. That one's hardened. Why is Hydrology Council producing only 1 morale less than the place of the command center? Weird. I can either convoy the formers or so probe team off that tile. Excuse me. Alright, that's enough for now though. This video is going to be 1 hour and 18 minutes, so try to keep the videos from getting too long because no one wants to watch anything that's insanely long. So wish you folks the best. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves, and may you always find a guiding star to lead you home. I'd best go and get working on some other series. Maybe Rebel Inc. or Wildermyth. Adieu.